beta test, the Wuthering Waves team dropped a developer's message detailing new additions and some long-awaited features. As previously touched on, story has been overhauled and unsatisfactory stories and settings have been removed. Character designs have been adjusted and, as a result, the overall story flow, animations, voiceovers, and more
I like
have to be
how
modified.
it's kind of like a sci-fi.
Jian and Lingyang will have Resonator story missions. Absent from the first closed beta, a pretty huge addition to this beta test is the presence of a skip button for cutscenes. Although I love watching cutscenes, giving players options is always the best decision.
Yo,
Anyone who's
this
planning
is
to make multiple accounts
like
after the full game releases
this game
is
looks
really
like if
going
Star
to
Rail and
appreciate
Genshin
this.
combined, pretty much.
Oh, not you again.
Combat was the one feature that previous testers could all agree was promising and exciting. Expanding on this, the developers have improved
the
aspects
animations
regarding
look
combat
so
and the
good.
ecosystem even
Yo,
further.
see how she did that step
Another
back?
interesting reveal here is that Kakarot's name has been changed to Kalkaro.
Kakarot.
Sorry, Dragon Ball memes. Jianshin, Lingyang, and Kalkaro are three brand new Resonators that will be playable for the first time in the second closed beta, and they
Kakarot?
look so fun. Multiple new bosses have been added, including a second phase for Scar, which we got a glimpse of in a recent trailer.
I
The
ain't
barrier
gonna
to
front,
entry
y'all.
for new
This
players has
game
been
looking
reduced, hopefully by
tough.
making more seamless and clear tutorials. For those who are worried about the game being too easy, high difficulty elites and the tactical
it's
hologram
like
calamity
they got
game
a little
modes have
bit
been
of,
placed
like,
around various areas of the map,
it
and
has
they
a
are
little bit
promised
of
to greatly
action.
reward players looking for a challenge.
It's an RPG
Regardless
to
of
it.
skill level, Wuthering Waves should have something
He's
for everyone.
sexy though, baby girl.
In response to feedback that the world was a bit samey, the environment has become a lot more polished. Rather than just being more colorful, it's
Bro,
now
this
more
is
varied
like-
with beautifully
This
bright
is like
scenery
Star
contrasting
Ocean
with
meets
the
Genshin
frightening dark.
Impact.
An atmosphere system has been added and includes weather phenomena unique to Wuthering Waves.
Baby girl,
Echoes
thick.
are monsters that you can capture throughout your adventure and equip to characters for stat boosts. Not only that, but each echo has a unique skill you can activate that range
Yo,
from
I ain't
damaging
gonna front.
attacks that can parry
combat
to healing
actually
to
looks
movement
better.
abilities. This is for the Pokemon fans. The ecosystem has been updated to
The
include
combat
a
is
dedicated
actually
tutorial.
better than Genshin.
Echoes will be easier
Like,
to discover
the
and obtain,
combat
and
looks
after
like Devil
obtaining
May
an echo
Cry.
for the first time, the chances of re-obtaining it in the same tacit field will be increased the more times
Bro,
you
they
challenge
really
it.
trying to make a
This
Genshin
is
killer.
great, because farming echoes was such a fun part of the first closed beta, and any improvements to the
And they
system
got
are welcome.
Pokemon?
There was mention of a tag-based system that makes for
Yo, they got a little bit of
versatile
Power
combinations
World
and
in
strategies
there.
based on the circumstances.
They got a little
Most
bit of Power
importantly,
World in
you
here.
can also hunt down shiny echoes, which were referred to as elusive echoes,
Bro,
but
they
this
got
name is subject to
Pokemon.
change. They are said to possess special appearances and features, so it'll be interesting to find out just what they're capable of. While its test will be missing voiceovers in many areas, we've been reassured that this will be present
Bro,
in the
they
full
got
release of the game
racing?
after rigorous development.
This shit.
The devs assure
looks
us that this isn't the end for
crazy, bruh.
optimization. Cross-platform performance, various UI interfaces, in-game text localizations, and existing voiceovers will undergo further improvements down the line. Kuro Games has shown once again that they are more than ready to both accept
Look
feedback
at the
and put it into action.
gameplay.
This is truly exemplified in the changes to character design, and you'll need to watch this video to see the biggest character design changes in Wuthering Waves. Junshin is seriously so precious. Just look at her.
Yo, baby girl working it, bro. Man.
The Wuthering Waves devs opened up about the myriad changes to the game in the last several months, and the results are incredible. Joined by Rexland, they
Wait, I want to see. Bro, that
Just-
baby girl with the red.
The Wuthering Waves devs opened up about the myriad changes to the game in the last several months, and the results are incredible. Joined by Rexland, they began by acknowledging the criticisms of the first closed beta test, saying they took all pieces of feedback to heart. From there, they addressed every main issue players raised concerns about. Unsurprisingly, a huge pain point for players was how visually dull the open world was.
They said
When
the
I
open
played
world
the
was
previous
dull.
closed beta test, I could tell the environment had potential, but also felt the color schemes were too muted. Some people may worry that this more vibrant world won't feel post-apocalyptic anymore, but from what I've seen in Punishing Gray Raven, I am
so
very
the world is
confident
supposed to,
that Kuro
yo,
games can create
y'all know
a
what this, y'all
colorful
know
yet
what, okay, yo, I
haunting
keep
world.
saying Star Ocean.
Brightening up the gloomy
This
areas
game
will
is
make the
like
really serious locations
near,
stand out even more.
it's like
As if to
near
prove my point,
Automata.
Kuro games then showed off various
Mixed with
environments in the world,
Genshin.
ranging from the lush to the desolate.
Mixed with
To
Star
further
Ocean,
improve the
bro.
environments, weather has been added. We'll be able to experience both expected and unexpected types of weather in the game. We are truly weathering waves now.
Weathering
My
waves.
favorite point mentioned is that the weather will behave in certain ways during
We
important
got a weather
plot points.
system?
If any of you have played Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, you know why this has got me excited. They also talked about a new atmospheric system that will make textures richer and denser during particularly intense or important situations. Looking forward to seeing that in action. Dim Forest was a location I really enjoyed from the first closed beta due to how vibrant and purple it was. And in the latest footage they've shown us, it looks so much more beautiful. He said
Man,
every
I ain't
tree in
gonna
it
front.
now has an individually designed appearance. I have no
I'm
doubt
not gonna
that this
front.
will be a top
The
tier
only-
location for
the
taking
only
screenshots
bad
with the
thing-
in-game photo mode. The next thing the devs went on to address was the cutscene animations.
The only
The first
bad
closed
thing
beta
about this
test
game
had rather stiff
is
animations
this gonna be
and fewer
beefy
cutscenes
on
than expected.
computers, bruh.
Granted, it was just the first beta test, but now the cutscenes take inspiration from popular animation in order to create the
Toho.
feeling of watching an anime. And from what's been shown off recently, I'd say their efforts have been a huge success. Minus waking up to Yang boob first. Let's walk that back. Every character will have a dungeon tied to their story. Previously, Dungeon was a standout for this concept, with the other character backstories only having rather underwhelming side missions. Unique dungeons should help to make each character feel just as important as the next while fleshing out the world beyond what you can see on the surface. And speaking of which, the main story quest received a lot of flack before. I thought it had a lot of interesting things going for it, but the English translation of the first closed beta test absolutely felt machine translated.
So the beta players
so it
were
was
playing the
difficult
game and
to
they
infer
didn't
meaning
like
from
it.
at times. Those who could understand the story in native Chinese were critical, with complaints ranging from things like the major characters being too distrusting of the rover to it just being boring. For the record, I thought it was amazing that Chisia pulled a gun on the rover after first meeting them. That was awesome. Due to all the negative feedback on the writing, the devs
at least they
concluded that a
listening.
complete story revamp
At
was
least they
necessary.
listen. They actually
Over
listening to feedback.
90% of the story has been rewritten. Scripts, voice acting, and the cinematics all had to be thrown away and remade over the course of just 6
They
months.
threw away all
For
of that
context,
just to fix the
Wuthering
game?
Waves had been in development for 2 to 3 years before
But see, they
the first
actually
closed beta.
care.
Although I worry for the devs a little bit, this massive undertaking
For
proves
real,
Kuro
bro.
Games' commitment to listening to feedback and
Mihiyo,
improving
they
the
need-
experience for everyone.
They need to get
Next,
them
the most
scripts
important topic
together,
was brought
bro.
up. Character changes. The individual characters have all had their models and animations revamped.
Okay.
We gotta look at one of Sanhua's new idol animations where she forces herself to smile. Then, a brief look at the characters that will be available in the
Yo,
second
he think he
closed
from
beta
Dynasty
test.
Warriors.
Jueyuan has changed significantly, as well as Yinlin, who is not
Yo,
just sporting a new outfit, but has elf ears now. This
Yo,
is great, by the way.
Yinlin?
I love elf ears. Please give us more elf characters, Kuro.
Bro,
As we've
she
seen
gonna
previously,
be a
Yang has a
highlight.
skirt now, as well as other subtle
Bruh.
changes to. Please give us more elf characters, Kuro. Ears now. Yinlin, who is not just sporting a new
Damn,
outfit,
man.
but has
Yo,
elf ears
baby.
now. This is
Oh
great, by the
my
way.
God.
I love elf ears.
Baby
Please give us more
girl
elf characters,
is
Kuro.
bad.
As we've seen previously, Yang has a skirt now, as well as other subtle changes. Great, by the way. Has changed significantly, but has
Baby
sporting a new
girl
outfit,
is a
but has elf
baddie,
ears
bro.
now. This is great, by the way. I
love her
elf
outfit,
ears.
the
Please give us
purple.
more elf characters, Kuro. As we've seen previously, Yang has a skirt now, as well as other subtle changes to improve her look overall.
Yo, I love
Rover's
how this
design
game
was
has
already
the...
peaked, so both male and female versions only have minor changes. Bailian is called Baitsu now, and much like Yinlin, her outfit has changed completely.
Yo, they really
Let's
did
not
some
beat around the bush.
changes.
It appears that every single female character has become noticeably more busty with more revealing outfits. I imagine this change was in response to
Yo,
player feedback as
she
well.
said all the female
Unfortunately,
characters
this
are
has caused an effect
busty
of the women
with
all looking
sexier
very similar in
outfits.
shape to each other. Personally,
Hey.
I would appreciate more variety in this aspect, you know, like PGR. The devs spoke about 2 brand new characters, starting with Ling Yang,
Hey,
who I
hey,
cannot
listen.
forgive for replacing a Wu. Next is Jin Shin, a master of martial arts with an exclusive parry move. Big news for Sekiro fans. She also can use her hair as a whistle, somehow. Is that even hair? Moving right along, let's fire off some gameplay adjustments. Ultimate attacks, known as resonance liberations, have better animations, camera angles, and sound effects. Running, evasion, and parrying have all been adjusted to feel even better.
Yo, she got
Camera shake has been reduced, and enemy lock-on tracking has been improved, which should prevent people from feeling unwell while playing. QTEs are now called intro skills and outro skills, and are unique for each character. Character abilities
The
flow more
combat
seamlessly
in this
now,
game
and look
is
great to control.
crazy.
The devs were proud to talk about the changes to the ecosystem, essentially Wuthering Waves' monster capturing aspect, and one of my favorite features of the first
and they
closed
got
beta.
a Pokemon
Echoes
joint?
are not only used for their abilities, but they also determine the stats of your characters,
Yo,
making them very important.
Yo, they
their attack
coming for
animations have been
Genshin,
revised,
bro.
and there are now more convenient options for
Bro,
obtaining
they
echoes.
coming for
In one
Genshin
example,
throat, bro.
they showed that the Crownless Echo can parry certain enemy skills,
Pokemon
which adds more
combat?
strategies
Yo,
and options
I
to tough
mean,
battles.
bro.
But the most important new feature is that you can now encounter echoes with rare special color schemes. These are, of course, just like shiny Pokemon. If searching for echoes with the best stats doesn't keep you busy enough, hunting down these shiny echoes surely will. In the first closed beta test, the only way to obtain echoes was to search around the open world for them. However, now you only have to acquire an echo once to unlock the ability to farm it by challenging tacit fields, your stamina sink for Wuthering Waves. After the first closed beta test,
I would
had
say
a lot
Star
of
Rail,
critical
but they're
feedback
not really the
regarding
same kind of
ecosystem,
game,
and
though.
I'm pleased to see that this
Star
important part
Rail
of the
is
game seems to have
the
fixed
Star
most of
Rail
the
is a
problems.
single player RPG.
There's no doubt in my mind that
This
Wuthering
game is
Waves
an open
going to be
world
a game
action
that doesn't just
RPG.
look good, but
So
feels
I
good
really
too.
don't think
Even in the first closed beta test,
like
the
Star
simple
Rail's
act
not
of
really the
moving around
same
the world
game as
felt
this, so
energetic
I don't
and
think
fun,
it's
and
gonna
I
bother them
expect
too
that
much.
experience will only be
But they
intensified
definitely
going
come up
forward.
against throat,
It's
bro.
hard not to feel inspired by the sincerity and hard work of the devs after all the changes they've worked tirelessly
That's
to
like-
implement. I'm
that's like
especially
comparing
looking forward to learning
Kingdom
more about the
Hearts
new playable characters.
to,
and if you want to know more about them too, you should check out this video where I go through them
That's
in
like comparing
detail.
Kingdom Hearts to
Yinlin, I am on my knees.
Final
You're so
Fantasy
beautiful now.
10.
Just ahead of its second closed beta test, the
Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out all of me.